What up, my people? ¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Welcome, bienvenidos. Otro episodio, another episode of Hoy en Día TV. I am your host, Yessi Rodriguez, and I'm going to bring on my co-host, Manny Morales. Manny, welcome to the stage.
Bendiciones, bendiciones, mi gente. How's everybody doing? Bendiciones, feliz Navidad. It's festive today. I got my sweater on. It's an ugly sweater, but it looks good.
Okay, I see you showing some chest, sir.
A little bit. How you been?
I've been okay. My week has been productive. I'm recovering from like a cold or something again. I don't know what's going on.
Stay over there. Stay over there.
Right. No, but I'm feeling better. But like 2 nights ago, I was like,
and you just had a cold not so long ago.
I know.
Life of a mother, huh?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, thank God that I'm good on taking vitamins because I stopped for a while, and then my honey was like, "Well, you haven't been taking your vitamins." I'm like, you know what? That could be it. Well, let me take my vitamins again.
Yeah, I feel it too.
When I started taking them, I started feeling better like right away. I was like, "That's what it is."
All right. You get sluggish, and then you're like, "Why am I so tired?" Then you take that one a day, and it's like, "Oh, I feel different." I feel like Superman.
Yeah, but even with that, Manny, like I take a concoction of stuff because
really
we do a different research. So we take like CMOS, what's the other one? Bladderwrack.
I don't know what that is.
Turmeric.
I have turmeric. There's one that they do because you froze.
Look them up. So Bladderwrack, I'm gonna show you.
Right, yeah, Bladderwrack. It sounds like something for your bladder. I don't understand that one.
So CMOS, burdock root, and Bladderwrack.
Okay.
They help with like inflammation.
Okay.
And then I'm looking it up now, so I can definitely give you like a better breakdown.
Now, do you take CMOS pills or do you blend the CMOS and make the CMOS gel?
I do the CMOS pills because it's too the raw CMOS is fishy, and I have to be careful because I'm allergic to seafood, and so I have to like
okay.
I don't know how much seafood is like much because it's coming from the sea, obviously.
Right. Yeah. You got to be careful with the pills too, because they could be placebos. Like they could say they have something, and it's like they don't really have anything. A friend of mine told me about CMOS, so I bought some and actually blended it, and it's. I mean, it doesn't taste really, really fishy. But I take 2 spoons in the morning, and it helps. Like I've noticed that my skin has been a lot more, prettier, for lack of a better word. But yeah, it's definitely helped. And then my mom, she's retired, so she doesn't do anything but watch, novelas and be on social media. So she was telling me about ginger and turmeric. If you mix what is it, half a tablespoon together, it helps with inflammation, it helps with weight loss. It just helps with joint pain, stuff like that. So I had started taking it for a while, and then I stopped for a little bit because it was like it's really spicy from the ginger. So it's like I got burnt out on it every morning. Like I would take it every morning before I drank anything. Like that would be the first thing in my system, and I just burnt out. Like I still have some though, so I'm probably start back up in the beginning of the year, but. Yeah.
I will say anything spicy I love, like spicy.
Right.
So even with my like when I make teas and stuff, I make sure to add cayenne pepper to it.
Okay. Yes, that's the other thing. So it said a half a tablespoon of turmeric, a half a tablespoon of ginger, a pinch of pepper. Or cayenne pepper to kind of kick the metabolism, and then you can add honey to it or sugar to kind of get the bitter taste. But I'm really not eating a lot of sugar lately, so I just downed it like a shot,
Okay, well, good. Yeah, no, I feel you.
Yeah.
So I was able to find information on the Bladderwrack, and it says it's a type of brown seaweed. that's tied traditional to traditional medicine. It's also known as the rockweed red fucus. Um, and pretty much it's a different
I'm
type
gonna
of
look it up now.
seaweed.
Okay.
And so it helps with like conditions like iodine deficiency, obesity, joint pain, aging skin, digestive issues, urinary tract infections, thyroid dysfunction, hypothyroidism, hypo and hyperthyroidism, and then goiter development. So it's rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. So definitely recommend taking that
Gotcha.
as well. Yeah.
But yeah, there's people. Excuse me. There's people on Etsy that sell sea moss gel. So,
Mm.
and I blended my own. Like I bought a blender just for that because I didn't have a blender. I had one of those bullet blenders, but it went out on me because I was making too many smoothies. I work out, as you can see. Sure.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah. But yeah, I had to buy a new blender, so it worked pretty good. I have a bunch in the freezer, and then when I'm done, I'll just pull one out the freezer, put it in the refrigerator, and take 2 spoons, like what's her name said, 2 spoons, spoonful of sugar. What was that movie?
oh,
Yeah, I can't remember. It disappeared. Um, I
it's
can't
okay.
remember. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
it'll come to you.
Uh, it'll.
But I'm glad we're talking about this topic though, because it kind of correlates to the idea that we got earlier about talking about New Year's resolutions and obviously health and diet and
Mhm.
either losing weight or somebody's super skinny, they might want to gain weight, what have you. Whatever your New Year's resolution is, this could correlate to that because we're helping you look into different alternatives to make sure to supplement your vitamins because they are definitely important and your body needs those vitamins.
Right. Exactly.
So some of the ideas that Manny and I have been sharing with you are good ways to start. And even if you still have doubts, definitely do your research, investigate, and see what would work best for you and your body because everybody's unique and different. So
Right. Exactly. Like yes, he said, always do your research because everything ain't for everybody, and might have an allergic reaction. Like yes, he said she's allergic to fish and she can't eat regular sea moss, and I can see how it would probably give you a reaction because it does taste a little fishy. The sea moss that I bought wasn't really, it didn't smell really fishy, but it has a fishy taste to it. But
yeah,
yeah, just do your research because you don't want to end up in a hospital behind somebody's, somebody that wants to do you harm, or just wants to make money off of you.
right. Absolutely. And so the good thing is with Manny and I, a lot of the topics that we do bring up, we do our research. Sometimes you see us kind of looking to the side because we are investigating because we want to make sure that the information that we provide to you is as accurate as possible. We look at reputable resources, different websites, different news stations, what have you, and we're sharing this information with you firsthand based on the trusted resources or sources that we find that we feel are trusted. So know that we're giving you the accurate information because we're trusting our gut, we're using discernment, and and God is leading us. So
Yeah. And our
so Manny,
moms.
what are some I'm sorry, what'd you say? Go ahead.
I said, and our moms send the stuff too.
That
That's a
part.
trusted source.
Oh yeah. Moms ain't gonna steer you wrong. Nah.
So what were you saying, Yessie? What was your question?
I was gonna ask you, New Year's resolutions. Do you have any that you can think of coming up that you may want for yourself or just to suggest in general for people?
I know when I was a lot more overweight, I used to be like, I'm gonna start working out again, and I'm working out. Like I'm not as consistent as I want to be because I'm busy, day job, and then I've been busy doing orders for my custom business, Bobby Chulo Creations. I'm doing custom tumblers and T-shirts and stuff like that. But I still do go, and I've been losing weight. Like I was at 260, now I'm at 240. So I'm doing something right, So that's really not a New Year's resolution anymore. It hasn't been for a while because it's like I feel like if that's going to be one of your New Year's resolutions, then you're really not committed. You know what I'm saying? You really haven't hit that point in your life where I really need to go to the gym and work on my health. A lot of people go to the gym and say, because I'm fat and I want to lose weight. No, you need to get healthy. Like, that's more of a motivator than it is to, I'm fat and I need to lose some pounds. You need to get healthy. Like, losing pounds, depending on how you do it, it could be in a completely unhealthy way. So make sure you're doing some, if that is your New Year's resolution, make sure you're doing it right, and don't harm yourself just to feel like you need to look a certain way, because there are some people that like gordas and there's some people that like flacas también. So, to each his own. But I just feel like my New Year's resolution is to really stay consistent. As of right now, a lot of things have been, happening in my life that I've been consistent on, and it's been flourishing. So I've noticed that if I continue to stay consistent, it will happen, because I'm forcing, the universe to bend to my will. So I'm going to continue to stay consistent, and just be successful. And that doesn't mean, monetary gain. Successful in my eyes is whatever makes me happy. Setting this trailer in motion for the series is just making me happy. My business, the Papi Chulo Creations, is getting more traction, so that's making me happy, because the more clientele that I get and the more views and stuff that I get from people, the more revenue I get, and I can like really leave this day job and focus on what I really want to do. So that's my New Year's resolution: to stay consistent, not let anything deter me from what I'm trying to do. Anything, anybody, I will drop you in a heartbeat. I could know you for years, and I'll drop you in a heartbeat if you're not trying to achieve the same thing I'm trying to achieve. And you don't have to be doing the same thing I'm doing, but you have to want to be positive and try to move forward instead of crying and worrying about what happened last year. Like, let's not do that. Let's worry about what's happening in the new year. So what about you? What is yours? Thank you. Oh, Mary Poppins, by the way, was that movie. I looked it up. So two spoons full of sugar, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, people. I said it.
That's actually one of my favorite words.
Yeah.
That supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is one of my favorite words ever. Like, yes. I love that word.
1964 movie. It was a great movie.
Yeah.
But what was what's your New Year's resolution?
Well, first I want to just before I answer that question, just give you kudos, because I agree. You mentioned a lot of great food for thought for the listeners and viewers and audience about one, just loving yourself and being consistent. And I completely agree with that. It's one of those things where it's like, I get it. Life happens. Life starts lifing. And then you're like, okay, what do I got to do? But always remember why you do a certain thing. And then keeping in mind the whole working out thing. Like, even for me, I'm busy, thank God, productively busy. Right. But I am a mom, and, I have a family. And I have responsibilities on top of my careers and stuff and everything that I do. And so I don't have the opportunity to go to the gym. So my gym is actually home. Like, I invested in like little dumbbells. And then for one of my birthdays, my honey got me a treadmill. And so, and then periodically I watch YouTube between Jalad and Billy Blanks. Those are my two go-tos. And Jalad he's like a old personal trainer from like Hawaii from like the 70s. Right. His workouts, I if y'all haven't watched it, watch Jalad's workouts. They will make you feel sore for days. If you're doing it right, you will feel sore for days. And that's how I stay in shape. And I stay because I be doing that. I be at home. Doop, doop, doop. And I'm actually considering starting a workout, like a workout series, like periodically putting different videos up for moms or dads or whomever want to watch it, because I get it. Sometimes you need that motivation, you need that encouragement, like, hey, you can do it. And people have been asking me like, hey, do you ever do any types of shows like that? And so maybe in the future, I don't know, we'll see. I might wake up one day, have the epiphany, and record myself doing a quick workout and just dropping it on social media and see that, because my goal is to want to continue to motivate people. And if you feeling like you need that boost, hey, I'll be happy to help with that too. But yeah, I don't go to the gym, but I do work out at home. And I say that to say, for those who are similar, where they don't have the time to go to the gym, work out at home, carve out 15, 20 minutes. I actually have an Amazon page where I have different products and stuff that you all can look at on my page. And I have workout equipment and gear that you all can look up and invest in. So I have an influencer Amazon page, different types of topics and what have you. So that might be helpful, might be beneficial for you. So, who knows, right? Yeah. I'll drop it on the link on the show, so that whoever's interested, they'll find it. But yeah. Cool. So as for me, I would say my New Year's resolution is similar to yours, staying consistent, continuing to grow, especially within Oyandia TV, growing the platform, continue to grow within my career as a professional actress, as a professional MC, podcaster, model, what have you, like I always say, the sky is never the limit. So I want to continue to just receive what God is sending my way, those divine connections, and asking God to remove and rebuke those, or just anything, anyone, any entity, deity, or spirit that's not supposed to be there that may be causing harm, to just rebuke and remove those away from me. So, and my family. So, yeah.
Amen. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, we shared a lot of food for thought, and I think it's time for us to transition into our special guest. He's been patiently waiting for us here.
Yes.
I'm excited to have him back on. Manny, tell us a little bit more about the special guest.
Well, this gentleman here I've known for almost a year now, I believe, give or take. Yeah, almost a year. His name is Carlos, 2K Los. Yeah. So he's a filmmaker, he's an editor, he's just an amazing person. He's a gamer. He's really down to earth. And I just I knew you were gonna do that.
Gamer, whoop whoop.
I knew it. Oh, y'all are such nerds. I love it though. I love it.
It's dope.
But yeah, he's my homeboy, man. We about to actually work on some projects here soon. I've worked on his Future Soul project. He's assisting Mike on the Mob Chicks movie. So he's definitely part of that. And he got a lot of other new projects coming on in the new year. He's just an amazing guy, man. And this is part 2 of his. We'll hear a little bit about what he got going on. Everybody, welcome Carlos back.
Welcome to Hoy en Día TV. Bienvenidos.
Hello, and I am.
There you go.
I got stuff for like a quick second. I was like, wait a minute. What is going on?
Bendiciones. How's it going, brother?
Oh man, I'm good, man. How y'all two doing?
Good, man. We're good. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. So how you been? How's your week, bro? How's your week been?
I'm gonna say very productive. Editing and filming this whole week. Well, more editing than filming, but still productive.
The editing is a lot more than the filming, anyway.
You know what? I think I said this the other day, and then sometimes I go on Facebook. I made like a temporary post for that moment. So I remember I made a post the other day because I do, I direct, I write, I produce, I edit, I film, like all these other things. And I say, to me, editing is one of the most grueling parts, personally, in my humble opinion. So editing is, your patience level got to be super high.
Got to be high. Got to be high, because I'm the one that does the promo reels for the social media for Hoy en Día, and it's like it's a lot. Because you gotta find the content, you gotta make the content, you gotta post it, you gotta repost it. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. I commend y'all people that actually do edits film edits, because if making reels is that much, like watching a whole segment of of a shoot and trying to break it down, oh God, like I commend y'all, hands, hats off.
Yeah, it's definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
I will say, when it comes to edits, I feel the same way. It is gruesome, but I think what happens with me is I appreciate editing, but then I get so many ideas in my head. I'm like, oh, I want it this way, I want it that way, want it that way, want it that way. And then it's like, how do you make it all work? And then which one, process of elimination, which is going to look best? I think that's where I get stuck, where it's like, okay, I have all these great ideas. Let me tune it in. Let me wheel it back in. What is it that I'm going to deliver here? So
exactly, agreed. And in the biggest challenge, I think one of the biggest challenges too is if you have so much footage to work with, but you're trying to put it in a certain amount of time. So, like a promo video, for example, you want to be 2 minutes long. You got like 20 hours of footage.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So what do you use? What do you don't use? And it's like us as creative people, it's like, oh, I want to use that, and oh, I got an idea for that, but then you got to kind of reel it back in and be like, well, you only have a certain amount of time, so you got to get the good parts in,
right? You got to make executive decisions out there.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And just the investment piece, I recently found in doing my research that even with like larger productions, based on the software that you're using, you have to have a certain amount of RAM, speed, and space to be able to edit, especially if you're not going externally, you're doing everything locally. It's time to invest in like high-end quality equipment, because you're going to need that, or else you're going to be dealing with like computers that get stuck and frozen, stuck on stupid, because you don't have the correct RAM and space and size and what have you. So
exactly. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. And that's like I try to upgrade my computer every few years, what I mean? Because of course technology is just continue to grow, especially when I upgrade my equipment, my other computers ain't gonna be able to handle it at some point. So and projects get bigger and bigger too. So put that in consideration. So yeah, definitely agree with that.
Cool.
And being a fellow creative, what I've noticed, the other day I was watching, I want to say, was it Gladiator? One of those movies. And I saw Denzel and he looked really young. And I'm like, what happened there? But then I put two and two together. I'm like, I wonder if that's AI software. Because we know that Denzel, he's getting up there in age. And when I looked, he looked like he was like back in his 30s and 40s. And I'm like, okay, what is he doing? I need to sip on whatever he's doing. But I'm like, oh yeah, AI. So I bring it up to say, with AI technology, what really concerns me is like there's going to be a lot of projects and I can have AI, and I feel that's going to really take away from the arts and crafts, especially from being a creative and especially from being a fellow actor, actress. What are your thoughts about that?
I'm sorry.
What are your thoughts about that?
You know what? I don't think anything can like the soul of the project cannot be replaced. That's just the bottom line. AI is kind of like the shortcut in a sense. But I have pros and cons about AI, because AI can be helpful if used the right way.
Right.
You know what I mean? If used the right way, it can be helpful in some points, but then some people will literally make a whole movie out of AI for the sake of doing it, taking people out, which also evidently it'll make people lose film jobs out of that. You know what I mean? Like if AI is editing the whole movie, you know what I mean? That's less money they spend, and they got people getting kicked out, and it's just less soul in the project. So it can definitely, be dangerous in the wrong hands, if anything. So, we have, we have to really see how it plays out. You know what I'm saying? So,
it's definitely, that's why being a part of indie films, it's refreshing, because indie filmmakers love to keep it natural, and a lot of them don't use AI. They want just, regular stuff, like regular scenes, actual streets, actual stores that exist. And a lot of Black indie filmmakers, they love to use Black owned stores, just Black communities, and it's just refreshing, because I mean, don't get me wrong, Independence Day and like movies like that have, that AI in it, it's awesome. just to see it, but like it's still also refreshing to, you know, them indie films where it's just real, you know, it's not, there's no fake, there's no AI, there's just real people, real places, and a real story, you know.
Right.
It's
So
awesome.
it's and yeah, I agree. And you, literally, yeah, you really broke that down too, because I will say that too, because like I said, if AI could be used right, it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I guess it just depends on the story. You know, it's like millions of films out here, so it just it's all depending. So I've seen, and I've this is one particular film, and this was done by a Jacksonville filmmaker. It's called Artifice Girl, one of my favorite movies actually, and it's an independent film. And it has this. It was like a heavy dialogue film. Like it's one of those movies where the dialogue is very heavy, so you have to really pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
But the simplicity of how it was done, but they still have AI elements in it. But the simplicity of how it was filmed was like it was like you was part of the conversation.
Right.
So yeah, it's just so many different ways to go about it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's awesome.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, watching too many of these Terminator movies, I'm just like, now we have live robots here. Like, oh God, please place your hand over us.
Yeah, I heard about that. Kim Kardashian bought one and it folds her clothes, apparently. I don't know. I heard somebody was telling me about it. It's a robot that folds clothes and does something else. And Kim Kardashian has it. I think it was like 50 grand or something. I can't remember how much it was. They told me about it.
Yeah, about a regular car.
Yeah, exactly.
It's craziness.
And even with that, there was a movie I want to say I watched like 2-3 years ago, and it was about a car that self-drives. And the car got hacked by a hacker, and it drove, and it was the girlfriend or the wife of the main character, and she was trusting this car to take her home or wherever she was going, but because it got hacked, it was rerouted. And it was routing to wherever this bad guy was because they were going to do something to her. And unfortunately, they ended up being affected and victimized. But I say that to say a lot of people are trusting like all these cards and all that, which is great. I mean, more kudos to you, but just be mindful that hackers can also hack into these equipment. So please take care of yourselves, because it's just getting scary. People are getting more creative with just different things. I get that we have tools and resources that we can use and benefit from, but at the same time, those same tools and resources are being utilized by the bad people too.
Right, so exactly. Yep.
Yeah, just being protective and just being mindful about that. It's just yikes. So tell us, what do you have going on? I know last time when we had you on, you were talking about Future Self and you had some guests on.
Yes.
So it sounds like you're now in the editing phase of that. So what can we expect? When is the release? Are you going to have a red carpet? Like what's next?
So I got the because we did the original. I mean, because I know we did the original premiere back in September of 2024. We did with the private screening for Jacksonville and Orlando. And now, of course, you know, I'm getting ready for the digital release, the streaming release. So I was a little back and forth about doing a release party, but I was like, you know what? That was a big accomplishment for me. That was literally one of the biggest films I've done yet. So I'm like, so yeah, I want to do a release party for it. I want to invite everybody to come out, hang out, celebrate this moment with us. So yeah, I'm still getting the final tweets together for the special edition of this movie. And you know, definitely in 2025 we'll have a release date for that. And yeah, so pretty exciting time. I cannot wait. And I know, Manny, you saw it already, of course. I know you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Oh yeah. And I think I said this last time we was talking, like the special edition that I'm doing. It's gonna be like some new things added to this version of the movie. I added news interviews that we've had on there. I added some behind the scenes pictures in the credits. So it's a little bit more content in the movie credits. That's like the biggest change I did on there. So pretty exciting time.
That's cool. So excuse me, do you have a like a roundabout time where they're going to stream it? Or
not as of yet. It will be during the first quarter of 2025 for sure. But once I get a concrete date on everything, I definitely, you know, let everybody know for sure.
That's awesome. I can't wait. I definitely want to come to that release the party.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. So I think what I'm gonna probably end up doing, and I'm already kind of like talking to people about it now, planning everything as we speak. I ain't gonna show the whole movie at the release party because it'll be on Tubi and streaming platforms. So what I do want to show the first 10 minutes of the movie at the release party.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To kind of like give you guys, well, like I said, for people that ain't get a chance to see it yet or just want to watch it again, just kind of give everybody a sneak peek of the film. So it'll give us more time to really celebrate the event and network with each other, and then everybody can watch it at home at their own leisure. So
definitely.
So what platforms can Future Soul be watched and found at?
So it'll definitely be Tubi and Amazon. That'll be the top two platforms. Maybe some more than that actually, but those are like the top two target platforms I'm going for.
Right.
So. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
Hey, look, I'm definitely gonna. I meant to send it to you earlier. I'm gonna give him Brent's business number. Try to get it on Amethyst's. What is it? Amethyst
Fire, right?
Amethyst
Fire TV.
Fire is the channel on Roku. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely send you his number and y'all can touch base.
Okay.
And make magic happen, man.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Definitely.
So, Carlos, tell us. Manny and I were just talking before you joined us about New Year's resolutions. Do you have any New Year's resolutions in mind?
I was going to ask you that, but I guess
I haven't. I honestly haven't thought of any. I just kind of just set. I mean, I normally just set goals. You know, in general. I guess it's almost the same thing, but I will say this: I am currently writing a new movie at the current time. So my goals for the 2025 is starting my new production, of course, getting Future Soul out on platforms, and every other project that I'm doing is, just staying productive. The biggest thing I want to do in 2025 is prepare for 2026 because that'll be my 20-year anniversary of being a videographer.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we got to do something big then.
Yeah, that's why 2025 will be the first year in like 6-7 years that I've not had an actual movie premiere other than other people's films. So,
we got to do a documentary, bro. That's a long time.
Yeah, man. So I'm literally going to spend 2025, getting the film out, getting Future Soul out on platforms, helping people with their projects, and getting ready for the new movie in the 20-year anniversary thing. So,
hey, you definitely got to. Hey, I'm gonna talk to Mike. We need to do a documentary.
Oh yeah,
do one for 2025 and then release it, late 25. And that way you could start your new project 2026. That's a plan, bro.
Great idea.
We need to do that.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
But I will be having a casting call in late 2025. I am gonna have a casting call that I'm excited about, and I'm gonna say this out loud because some people probably know this by now. But yes, there is going to be a sequel to Future Soul. That's what I'm currently writing at this very, very moment. I am writing a sequel for Future Soul.
Hey, I'm there, bro. I'm there. Even if I'm still an extra, I'm there, bro. Like I'm there.
I will say, yeah, man. And all I'm going to say is what I've gotten so far. The story is insane. That's all I'm going to say. And for those that got to see the first one, you would know where I'm going at. So
I didn't see the first one.
Yeah,
look, I feel the same way, bro. Like, I already have done my book, and I'm working on the sequel. But now I'm working on the sequel, and then I'm thinking of the script for the series, how it's going to start, and how I'm going to keep the viewers entertained enough to do 15 seasons. Like,
oh wow, yeah.
What was that? Shit. I can't remember the name of the series now. It was my favorite series. Anyway, they did 15 seasons, and I'm trying to keep people entertained. Like Supernatural was that was my bro. That was my season. That was my show. Like I want a Chevelle just like that with the trunk, with the gun case and everything. Yeah, I want that. But they ran for 15 years. I want that, bro, for my series. Like, I want that 15 years, and it's a Latino based. Yeah, like we got to do that. I got
that's nice. Oh yeah.
But like, just like you, like it's in my head and it's playing every day. Every day. And it's like, oh, I can't wait to get it out. But there's a lot that I can't tell people. But it's like I want to just scream it from a mountain somewhere.
Oh my God, I know. I know the feeling too well.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, what I do, because God blesses me with script ideas in my dreams, and they're so vivid. So what I do is, because obviously with time limitations, I voice record every detail of the dream from start to finish. I voice record the date I had the dream, what the atmosphere was in the dream, who was in it, what was the surrounding, like every little detail. So that way, when I do have the chance to sit down and write the script, I can just re-listen to that voice recording to say, okay, this is what the ambiance was.
Right.
But I have a lot. I would say right now I have about 10 different scripts that I have voice recorded that I just don't have time to type them up. But eventually they'll get there. I will type them up. But
we need to get them out there.
My scripts are insane because they're in dreams too. So you can imagine, like, when you dream,
right?
All these bizarre, radical things that you probably won't do in real life just happens in my dream, and it's just it's scary sometimes because they're so vivid that it's hard for me to like remember. Oh yeah, I was dreaming. Wow. But yeah,
right.
Yeah, we definitely need to get them out. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So what is I mean, what you got going on? Like, I don't know. Like, what besides these projects? Like, what anything new going on in your life? I mean, I know, you got something going on.
Just, at the current moment, just helping people, helping people with their projects. That's just it. At the current moment, that's the only other thing I got going on right now. Right. And then, also just working on my personal goals as well. So like me, even staying healthier in my say, I know y'all was mentioning about like some actual New Year's resolutions. Like I lost 48 pounds this year, actually.
Awesome. Congratulations.
And thank you so much, man. And that was another one of my goals that I wanted to do this year. Just continue to stay consistent. And what did it for me, just a quick sidebar. I got sick at the beginning of 2024. I got sick because I don't ate some food and I got sick. Not even 20 minutes later, it was the worst night of the worst ending / beginning of the year ever.
Wow. So
that was the day I started transitioning into eating better, and then it ended up becoming a lifestyle at this point, and weight started coming off, and of course, my job is actually technically my exercise in a sense. Right. So combine all that together, and the results started coming. So
okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so
that's good. That's awesome. Yeah, it's difficult to try to get healthy, and try to get out there to work out, because I know a lady that I work with, and she keep asking me questions and like this, that, and the third. Right. What do you eat, and what's your meal plan, and what do you do? And I'm like, I could tell you all day, but if you don't go out there and do it, if your mind is not ready for it, and you're not dedicated to want to change, it's not going to matter what I tell you. I mean, I tell her and I give her the answers, but
right.
At the same time, if you're just, wondering because it's the new year and that's going to be a New Year's resolution, and most of the time, that's everybody's New Year's resolution, and it just falls to the wayside after a month, and you could tell, people will get gym memberships, and you'll see an influx of people at the gym for like a month, and then next thing you know, it's crickets. Nobody's in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't stay consistent. So I encourage everybody to stay consistent. If that's what you want to do, be consistent, because you're not going to see any results if you don't continue to be consistent. It's going to be painful. Trust me. Like, I wake up with sores and, pain and not wanting to go to the gym. But I know if I don't, and I continue down the road that I was on, I'm going to be 300, 400, 500, 600 pounds,
Right.
And my favorite rapper died when he was 700 pounds when he died. Big Pun,
Oh, wow.
Right. Yeah. He lost 100 pounds and he had a heart attack. I want to say it was a heart attack. I don't know what it was, but he died because, So like, he picked the the most worst time. I mean, it's a good time, but at the same time, like you were so heavy that you were trying to do too much, I guess, and he had a heart attack, you know. And it's like I hate that for Americans, because America is the world leader in obesity because of the type of foods that we eat and the lackadaisical approach to life that we have. You know, there's people in other countries that don't, you know, walk to work or bike to work, or, you know, they're not as lazy as we are, you know, and then technology has made us a lot more lazier.
Oh yeah, man.
So it's like the kids, they don't even go outside anymore. Like that's where we got our exercise. We go outside, we run around, play with our friends, knock knock zoom zoom, or you know, just go outside, play with our bikes, you know, just have fun. And that's what helped us, you know, stay fit. Some of us
exactly. I was gonna say, I know my brother, like with his kids, like he, you know, even you know him, my brother and his wife, like they let their kids go outside in the backyard and run around. They walk around a little bit. Like so I love to see that. That's refreshing for me because, like you said, a lot don't be outside like that no more. Like how we were growing up, you know. So, to add on to your point too, man, like it's I think what really did it for me, man, was that I wasn't trying to the thing that I said when I showed my results and whatnot, like it's a marathon. It is, because at first when I was trying to lose the weight, I was looking for quick results.
Right.
And those quick results it's not sustainable. So it's gonna come back anyway. So it gets discouraging. So when you stop looking for those quick results and just focus and stay consistent, it's gonna happen. Like and that's my advice for anybody that's trying to lose. You know, it ain't no easy thing to do. I'm not, you know, that's why I get excited every time I talk about it. I'm like, I did it. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's pretty exciting thing. So yeah, I definitely encourage everybody to just stay in that mission. So
yeah.
So Carlos, on average, how long was it before you saw or started seeing those results?
I would say that's a great question. I would say about a few months in. Like I want to say, you know, it's crazy because I was losing weight while I was filming Future Soul. So I want to say, because I really started changing in between January and February, and I think I started seeing results around like maybe Mayish, June-ish is when I starting to see small results. And then as the months kept going by, it just started showing more, and I'm like, oh wow. And I think like the shirt that I'm wearing now, when I first bought this shirt, I could not button this shirt up because it was too small for me. Now I could just wear this with no problem. You know, things like that. Yeah, it's things like that is pretty exciting to me. But yeah, it took a good few months for the results to start showing up.
Awesome. So let me ask you this too. So in addition to being consistent with working out, it's obviously you had to modify your food intake, right? Portion control. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. And I tell my lady this all the time. Like I literally, and at first it sounds crazy, but I literally look at nutritional facts on everything I eat. Like literally everything.
Same thing. Like
I made it a habit now. So
I'm like, oh, that's 200 calories. Nah, I can't eat that. It's too much.
Right, exactly. So, but except, you know, there's some foods that I eat every day, so I don't have to look at it because I already know at that point. But if it's like something different that I don't eat on a normal basis, I look at it anyway. Even if I'm looking at restaurants, like I'll eat Chipotle, for example, and I will literally go to the website and look up nutritional facts so to see how much I'm eating.
Right.
So, you know, I'm very light, you know, very strict on that part. You know what I mean? Just at least so I can be aware of what I'm eating and not overdo certain things. So
okay. So that's good. And the reason why I bring that up is because that's another factor for the listeners and viewers to keep in mind when you are trying to lose weight. Before, maybe you used to eat 6 pieces of bacon, now cut it down to 3 pieces of bacon. Or if you made yourself 4 eggs, now cut it down to 2 eggs. You have to portion and limit your portion because the more food you take and then you're trying to work it out, you're really not going to get any results because the goal is to do the portion control. You're limiting your portion. You're still providing your body the nutrients it needs, but still limiting your portion because that's what added those extra pounds to begin with, is because you're overeating, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's true. It's very true. And ever since then, now my body gotten used to eating a certain amount. I don't have to eat as much, and also it doubles as a money saver too, because your groceries last longer.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I noticed that too when I started taking. I was like, oh, like this is last longer than normal.
Right.
I'm like,
I still got milk.
Right. Right. So it's like it's just things to consider. So but it does take, like I'm not. It's obviously easier said than done. You have to keep doing it to stay in. You have to keep doing it to make it a lifestyle. And I think another thing that throws people off, they look at it as an actual diet. In a sense, I mean it is, but if you change it into your lifestyle, it makes it easier. So. So it's just the way you approach it, honestly. And, you just have to find what works for you, because you can't follow everybody else's plan. You got to see what works for you. So,
all right.
And that's a good point. That is true.
I just looked up the daily caloric intake for male and females, and it's a lot different. For males, it's 2,200 to 3,200 a day.
Yep.
For males 18 to 55, and for females 18 to 55, 1,600 to 2,400 a day.
Mm-hmm.
So and the reason why we talk about getting healthy and weight loss and stuff like that, because that is it builds and lowers people's self-esteem. And it's a mental health thing, and we like to talk about mental health here because everybody deals with depression, and everybody deals with what's the word I'm looking for? Self-esteem issues. They feel like a lot of people feel like they don't look good enough, they're too fat, they're too skinny, and it's like I said earlier, there's people that like bigger women, there's people that like smaller women, and vice versa. I just feel like social media is taking over just how people act and how the image of an actual person. There's so many BBLs going on, and there's so many injections and this, that, and the third, and I have to look a certain way, and it's like, what happened to the natural girl? You know what I'm saying? What happened to the natural women that just look beautiful without makeup? They're out there. They just try to hide it behind the makeup that somebody on social media is trying to sell them.
Yeah, because social media sells perfection.
Right.
It does. I mean, and I get it to a certain extent, because not everybody going to share what they really got going on, because people trying to keep an image at the end of the day. But the problem with that is people compare their lives to that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So people compare their lives to social media life, and they think whatever they're seeing, oh, I want their life. I want to look like this. I want to look like that. It's, you know what I mean? So, and it's going to affect their self-esteem. You know what I mean? So, they want that, but they don't know what's happening behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? So it's a dangerous place. Social media can be a dangerous place if you take it too seriously. Number one, on a personal side. Now, of course, on a business creative side, it's obviously, yes, social media is great. But on a personal side, mental side, self-esteem side, don't look at social media as a place like, oh yeah, So even down to the relationships you see on social media, even down to, it's just people getting their feelings about everything. I get it. It's crazy. So
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. I try to take breaks from social media, man. It just gets too crazy. Like you said.
On Facebook. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. No, I actually literally got off of Facebook, because I said, look, I'm still on Instagram, but I was like, because Facebook is it gets toxic at times. So I'm like, you know what? Let me get off let me get off Facebook, focus on my goals. Instagram is more polite to me.
Right.
So that's why I'm on that platform. I don't really see drama on Instagram versus Facebook. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna focus on what I gotta do. So
yeah, it's crazy. Go ahead, Yessie, because you've been quiet. I know it's burning.
I was gonna say earlier you mentioned about people's psychological, whether it be depression or anxiety, what have you. And just as a reminder for those who already know or don't know, there is a correlation between stress and weight gain. So it's a cortisol is a hormone that your body releases. And I'm looking at clevelandclinic.org when you're feeling physical or psychologically stressed. And so, like adrenaline, cortisol is a fight or flight hormone. And these stress hormones slow down psychological processes that aren't crucial to surviving an immediate threat, like your metabolism, and speed up the ones that you need to survive in the moment. Thus why a lot of people overeat, or they feel like they need to resort to, they're dealing with something bad. A lot of people like to eat ice cream, tubs of ice cream and stuff. That's all adding to your extra weight gain. So the hormone actually raises your blood pressure and insulin production, while simultaneously suppressing your immune system. As your insulin levels go up, your blood sugar drops, making you crave fatty and sugary foods. So just be mindful what you're thinking up here is also affecting your weight.
Yep, exactly.
That's very true. That is very profound right there.
Yep. And it's like, if you don't have a good support system to help you navigate those thoughts,
right,
you're just going to gain the weight. You're going to eat the wrong foods. You're going to do things that you're not supposed to do because you don't have that support system. And, so a lot of depressed and anxious people like to cling to depressed and anxious people. So it's like you're around the same people that you're trying to avoid, and y'all are just, sitting there being depressed, eating ice cream.
Yeah. And some people are emotional eaters,
That is your face.
Some people are they emotional eaters, and like I said, like they eat it to make they feel better, and like you said, all of that adds up. So I can tell you, like, if you once you reach that goal, your self-esteem and confidence goes up the roof. I can tell you that from experience. Like, I used to not like taking pictures, when my previous weight. I used to hate taking pictures. I just do it just because people ask me to. But now I'm more. Now I yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just a small little differences. So I mean, but yeah, and that's just what it boils down to. It's just like you have to understand. And I think my motto that I really go by is "Your body will thank you later." That's the motto I really go by.
Most definitely.
Most
definitely. Yeah.
But absolutely.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Manny?
No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask, talking about losing weight, what a lot of people don't do often is lose their clutter. So if you look around us, if you look in your home, there's a lot of stuff that I'm sure you want to get rid of. You just said, I'll put it till next year. I'll put it till next week or next. And then that time passes and the clutter's still there.
Just sits there, yeah.
Spring cleaning and fall cleaning, even now, if y'all having a quick break, get a tub. Walmart has those little gray tubs for like $6-7 and start throwing stuff in there that you don't longer want. And then when you go to the Goodwill or when you go to the Salvation Army, these are tax write-offs that you can actually get receipts for and write those off in taxes. Wow. So just food for thought, get rid of the clutter while helping somebody else, but you're also helping yourself because you're getting that receipt that shows tax write-off. So, hey.
True.
You learned something new.
Yeah, I knew that, but I usually... Because a lot of times, the Goodwills and thrift stores, they'll resell it, which is, what they do. But I like taking my, like the clothes that I have. Like I got to go through my closet now and get rid of some clothes. But I like to take them to the homeless shelters. So that way, there's a lot of homeless people out there that can't afford it, and a lot of homeless shelters can't afford to get clothes. They get donations and stuff, and most of the time they don't have anything to give out. So it makes me feel better to know that they're able to give it to somebody that actually needs it, instead of somebody that wants to come and buy. It makes me feel better.
That's a good way to put it, man. Definitely.
I mean, the tax write-off is a tax write-off, but I just I was going to get rid of it anyway. So,
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we have been on for almost an hour already. I can't believe it. So it's time to transition into our last minute words. Yes. Manny, lead the pack.
As usual, I always go first. which is weird to me because it's always, ladies first, and I'm a gentleman, but the lady wants me to go first, so I'm gonna go first every time. Um, as I usually say, never let the fear of failure overcome the righteousness of success. Um, I don't define success as monetary. I mean, it's always good to have more money, but happiness is way more, it fills you with more joy and just happiness, being happy, happy that you completed a project, happy that you started a project, happy that your project is in motion and it's going the way that you want it to go. Just happy being who you are. Whether you lost weight, gain weight, however you wanted to do it. If you look good to yourself, that's happiness, like Carlos said, at one point, I didn't like looking in mirrors. I didn't like taking pictures either. I used to body shame myself for a long time, and then I became a model, and now, I'm sexy all the way around. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, just don't let your mind control your outcome. You know what I'm saying? Don't let yourself be your own downfall, because our minds are what causes us most of the time to stop and not, accomplish that goal that we've been trying to accomplish, So take that first step, because we did, and we haven't looked back yet. 2025 is coming up. Take that first step.
That's it.
You deserve it, Follow me on IG and Facebook, authormannymorales.com. If you want a copy of the book with my autograph on it, DM me and I will definitely send it to you. My model page is Manny Morales 1824, and Love Is Our Magic, the series is coming soon. Stay tuned. The Morales effect. The Morales movement is always in effect. Now, Carlos, what about you? Something inspiring to tell to our audience and viewers, and how they could find you.
For sure. So one thing my mom always told me, everything you do builds character. Literally, I had that line in my movie too. But everything you do builds character, and I truly believe that, because everything you do, from even the right things you do, even the mistakes you made, literally builds character. Like, you literally learn from everything you do. You either get better at it, or you improve at it. That's it. Right. That's what you can do. So, so that's always be mindful. Don't beat yourself up when you make mistakes. I've had this issue for a while, but don't beat yourself up when you make mistakes, because guess what? At the end of the day, a few mistakes don't determine who you really are as a person. You know what I mean? Right. At the end of the day, each and every day we are blessed with, we have an opportunity to improve ourselves and better ourselves each and every day. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Find people that is going to encourage you. Find people that's going to stay in your corner, because at the end of the day, you're going to need people to get through. And one more thing I do want to say, my friend Uncle Reese said this. He said, it really stuck with me. He said this like maybe a week or two ago. He said, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you're going to need people.
Yes.
When I said that stuck to me. I'm like, So I want to share that with y'all. I just want to share some stuff that I believe in, what I've heard. And other than that, guys can find me at Cast2 Films on Instagram. That is CAS2 Films with an S. Some people put Z, but mine has S on there. Cast2 Films. And I also have a page for Future Soul on Instagram, which is literally Future Soul Movie on Instagram. I am on Facebook as well as Carlos the Filmmaker Smith II on Facebook. We also have a Future Soul page on Facebook as well, which is The Future Soul. You can follow me on those pages, stay up to date with everything, and keep you guys posted on the updates.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you coming back on, man.
Oh, no, thank you for coming back anytime.
Yes, definitely. Yassi, this is your turn, young lady.
Yes, yes. So thank you again, Carlos, for joining us. We always have juicy, interesting, very inspirational conversations.
Yes,
That is
ma'am.
the goal of Hoy en Día TV. Hoy en Día aims to motivate, enlighten, inspire, educate, and entertain you, the listeners, the viewers, with each and every episode. And I know we did that here today. And shout out to our sponsors. We're going to hear a quick commercial break from our sponsors. We have Collective Wear, author Manny Morales, and we have Divine Beauty and Accessories. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Sponsored by Collective Wear. Sponsored by author Manny Morales. Sponsored by Divine Beauty and Accessories. Watch Hoy en Día TV, Thursdays, 7:30 p.m.
All right. And for those who want to be on Hoy en Día as a sponsor, we do have sponsor packages available. Come and promote your business with us. We are a worldwide platform. Not only are we streaming on Facebook, IG, and YouTube, we are also streaming on all the main podcast, radio shows such as Pandora, iHeartRadio, Deezer, RSS, Samsung Music, Spotify Music, just a bunch of them. I can't even think about it. We're just
everything except Apple Music.
Everything but Apple. Good. Yes. Let's put it that way. Everything pretty much.
Everything but Apple. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're here, and the goal is for us to work together, collaborate, and let's help continue to work with each other and grow with each other, because that's the only way people are going to know about you and people are going to know about us. I mean, hey, we got to work together and kumbaya. Yeah. All right. With that in mind, just wanted to say, for those who want to know more about who I am, Yessie Rodriguez, you can go on Google, type in YESSE Rodriguez. You'll find more information about me. You can find my Facebook, IG, website, yessierodriguez.com. Do sell different accessories, Divine Beauty and Accessories, contact lenses, etc. I mean, hey, Collective Wear clothing is on there too. Just a little bit of everything. I like to not put all my eggs in one basket. You know how people say they like to put their eggs in one basket? I'm not the type of person, because I believe if you don't try different things, how are you going to know you're good at them if you only focus on one thing? I mean, so that's my words of encouragement and food for thought for those who think that way, is kind of shift your mindset a little bit. Mm-hmm. If you're just focusing on one thing, you're having that tunnel vision, which is, I respect that, but keep in mind, how are you going to know if you're good at anything else if you haven't tried it? It's okay if all your eggs are not in one basket. That's the only way that you're going to know if you're good at it. And guess what? You may not succeed the first or second time, but if it's really something you're passionate about, try it again. Mm-hmm. Similar to a basketball player, similar to a football player, similar to Carlos. He's been doing production for
there she goes.
On 20 years in 2026. You get better at things because you want to perfect it, right? Absolutely. And so keep going, keep working, keep pushing, and you're going to see that success. And just don't always put your eggs all in one basket.
Yes.
And final food for thought. Carmen line. There's a boundary. Please. Let's shift our mindset. I get it. You know, we heard it from Biggie Smalls. The sky's the limit. I respect that. But I disagree. The sky is not the limit. Why? Because there's a Carmen line. What does that mean? That means psychologically, because there's a Carmen line, and this is where space begins, is Earth's ends and outer space starts at 62 miles. And if you don't believe it, type in a Carmen line, Karman line. So that tells me that every time you tell yourself the sky is the limit, you're putting yourself a barrier mentally. Right. So shift that mindset. Back in 2011, me being who I am, I like to research and all that extra stuff. I decided to dig a little bit deep. That's when I found out about the Carmen line, and I made the quote that said, "The sky is never the limit because the galaxies are endless." So thank you for tuning into Hoy en Día today. Next time.